Let me start with something most people don't expect to hear. Entering real estate is not hard. That's not the problem. The problem is that most people enter the industry completely backwards. They're told to cold call strangers, knock on doors, chase listings, compete with 20 other agents, and after a few months, they burn out. Not because they're not capable, because the entry strategy is broken. So in this video, I'm not going to teach you how to cold call or what to say to clients or how to close deals. Instead, I'm going to show you something much more important: how to think about entering real estate the right way. Because if your thinking is wrong, everything you do after that won't work. Most people think real estate is a sales job. It's not. Real estate is a structural game, and the structure you enter the market with determines everything. How fast you get your first deal, how much pressure you feel, whether you stay or quit. Here's the part no one explains clearly. When you enter real estate, you don't start with clients, deals, or income. You start with nothing. No salary, no pipeline, no guaranteed opportunities. Which means one thing: if you don't understand the structure of the business, you're just guessing. Let's break down the 3 biggest mistakes new agents make when they enter the field. Most agents start from zero. No properties, no access to deals, no positioning. So what do? They try to create something from nothing. That's why they're forced into cold outreach, chasing random opportunities, hoping something works. And that's where most people get stuck. Most people choose a brokerage based on brand, commission split, vibe, but they ignore the one thing that actually matters: access. Access to inventory opportunities, existing deal flow.
The listing highlights the renovated kitchen and
Does the price reflect the recent updates?
Yeah.
Because the brokerage you choose isn't just where you work, it's the environment that determines what you can actually do. Most new agents focus on what to say, how to pitch, how to close, but they're learning tactics inside a broken structure.
Are you ready to sell? Maximize your value.
And no tactic can fix that, because if the system is wrong, more effort just creates more frustration. So what does entering real estate the right way actually mean? It means understanding one simple idea. You don't build a business from activity, you build it from positioning. Instead of asking, "What should I do today?" you start asking, "Where should I position myself to access opportunities?" That's a completely different game. Real estate is not paid by time, it's paid by transactions. One deal can equal months of salary. Not because the industry is magical, but because the structure is different. Which means if you enter the field correctly, your first months can look completely different from what most people experience. But let me be clear about something. This doesn't mean real estate is easy. It doesn't mean everyone succeeds. And it definitely doesn't mean you won't have challenges. What it means is this: if you understand the structure, you stop playing the game blindly. Before we continue, there's something important you need to understand. Everything you've probably heard about entering real estate, starting from zero, building everything from scratch, chasing your first deal, that's how most people experience the industry. And that's exactly why it feels slow, uncertain, and overwhelming. But it's not the only way. There are ways to enter the field differently, where you don't start from zero and you're not forced to create everything from scratch, where you can position yourself around existing opportunities instead of chasing random ones. When that happens, the first phase of real estate looks completely different, but most people never even realize this option exists, so they follow the traditional path without questioning it. This community exists for one reason: to help you understand the side of real estate that most people only discover after they've already struggled. We'll keep breaking down how the industry actually works, what matters and what doesn't, how to think about entering the field correctly. So if you're considering real estate, you're in the right place. If you're thinking about entering real estate, don't rush into action yet. Make sure you understand the structure first, because once you see how the game actually works, you stop playing it blindly. If you want to go deeper, I have put together a free community where I break all of this down step by step. And if this video changed the way you think about real estate, make sure to subscribe, because the next videos will build on this.